Welcome back to BWO Daily, your source for news in sports entertainment and the world of professional wrestling from you boys at Busted Wide Open. My name is Nick Howell.
And I am Sir Ian Dangerous. And we got to talk about the fact that today Charlotte revealed why she took time off. She actually went on Twitter and had a little discussion with everybody talking about what was going on with her and the fact that she was dealing with a long-term it seemed like it was the repercussions from a silicone poisoning incident that occurred around WrestleMania 18. And apparently after that...
2018, not WrestleMania 18.
WrestleMania 2018. Yes, no, she was. She would not have been old enough to compete, I don't believe, in WrestleMania 18. 2018, WrestleMania 34, the match she had with Asuka. After that WrestleMania, apparently she was sicker than sick at her brother's house and got checked out, and the doctors said that she had one of the worst cases of silicone poisoning they'd ever seen due to a leak in one of her chest implants. And so she had to get that fixed, but she wanted to come back as soon as possible. So she had a short-term fix, something that would allow her to return quickly. But apparently that didn't fix the problem in the long term. A few months ago, she said she was starting to feel a little off, and she wanted to get that taken care of. So it wasn't apparently actual full-blown silicone poisoning this time, but she said that the issue was cosmetic and something that wasn't fixed the last time around. She is, quote, going with an option that she believes will solve the issue long-term, even though the recovery period is a little longer than she would like. No timetable given for her return. Basically, she said, I'm going to come back when I come back. She's actually said, I'll be back when I'm ready. The body will be rested, and the mind is still focused on legacy, focused on this job, focused on being better, always being better. So the interesting thing about this, Nick, is obviously not the first time that a woman who has had implants has had this kind of issue in wrestling, as you would imagine, given how much of a high contact, high impact activity it is. I remember when China had hers popped. So it's actually kind of surprising this doesn't happen more often, or maybe we just don't hear about it as much. And
maybe.
So Charlotte actually being kind of open about this, she actually said she wanted it to be about body positivity and to prevent body shaming for her and other people in her position in the future. So being kind of open about it and discussing it was her path to doing that. So maybe this is something that, we will see more of coming up, and, people talking about this sort of thing and like, yeah, we've had to go through some crazy stuff in the past related to that. On the one hand, I'm out here trying to project an image. On the other hand, I'm trying to wrestle and fall in crazy ways. And they don't exactly build these things for that.
No, and the one thing that I took away there was that she said, I started to feel a little off a few months ago. Charlotte has been on one of the historic run for the last few months. And I'm sitting here going, you felt off for the last few months? Good Lord, woman. Kudos. Please take the time you need. Come back 100%. Because, my God, if that's you feeling off, oh, man, the future is very bright. And I think the time away, the big thing here is that the time away is going to remove the Roman Reigns syndrome, you could say, that's kind of been put on Charlotte of being all things all the time across all brands. Her taking some time off when she comes back, it's going to be monumental.
It will lessen it, and certainly, absence makes the heart grow fonder. But obviously, I think when she comes back, there is still going to be fighting against that stigma that a lot of wrestling fans have that she's pushed harder than everybody else. But there really isn't any arguing, I don't think, that she's one of the best women wrestlers in the world, if not, as far as a superstar is concerned, the top one. So, obviously we can debate about technical wrestling, but in terms of like someone who can come in and be the major figure in a company, you'd have a hard time finding someone who's a bigger figure. So, so hopefully she gets well soon. Other WWE news, there's a rumor going around from Diva Dirt that there was a couple of NXT call-ups in the earlier part of the year. We've obviously not seen either of these ladies in NXT in the last few months. The first one, Vanessa Bourne, who we haven't seen since She had a match last November, I believe, and then she's been off TV since the early part of this year. Apparently, she was called up to the main roster, but she was never used.
Did she show up in Royal Rumble? I feel like she might in the Women's Rumble match.
Nope, she did not. No, she didn't even show up there. So, but you know who did? Chelsea Greene. And Chelsea Greene also is rumored to have been called up after she ended her little storyline with the Robert Stone brand back in May. So that's two women that supposedly have been called up that are no longer being used in NXT, that are on reserve for the main roster. They just haven't found anything for them yet. And understandably, it's a weird time right now. There's not a whole lot of wiggle room sideways with a lot of the angles. And obviously the last few weeks to month especially has been tough for WWE, what with them not being sure if they can even run shows because of having breakouts and so forth. So yeah, it's a tough time to get called up from NXT apparently.
Ooh, I have an idea. Instead of leveraging new talent in new ways, let's have a karaoke contest.
Well, it got your existing talent on TV, Nick. There's at least that. I have to wonder if either of these women are looking at Deonna Purrazzo and going, damn.
Yep.
Damn. Should have done that. And then in other news, we've got to talk about Rusev, formerly Rusev, Miroslav Barniash. I'm so sorry. Miroslav Barniash. Thank you.
Yeah.
Miro, as he's calling himself. He was on his Twitch stream, and he revealed that he actually had tested positive for COVID-19. He said that he originally thought he was a negative, and he got a phone call from his doctor saying it was a positive. He has lost his sense of smell and his sense of taste, which is, of course, one of the symptoms. But beyond that, he's okay. He said, I am absolutely positive for COVID-19. I'm absolutely 100% super mega incredibly positive.
Wow.
He says he's going to be fine, and Miro Day will continue. So, which is great to hear on Miro Day.
Yeah.
I'm really relieved that on Miro Day we could hear that he'll be fine on Miro Day going forward. But Lana, of course, as we know, Lana's parents, his wife Lana, her parents were in the ICU. Her mom especially is an asthmatic, and they both came down with the disease. They're both apparently doing fine now. Well, not fine. They're not out of the woods yet, according to her. But the mom is out of the ICU. She's no longer on oxygen. So things seem to be going in the right way. Fingers crossed that Lana doesn't catch this as well, and hope that everyone involved recovers quickly, and that everyone who's come down with it recovers quickly, and that everyone's going to be okay. So lots of hope going out there. Lots of love.
Yeah.
All of that. So that's it, Nick. But we've got some birthdays to do today.
A lot of
Happy birthday. A lot of birthdays. We're coming off of a weekend here, and it's a weekend of a lot of birthdays. On Saturday, the 11th, we had Jeff Cobb turned 38. The Human Suplex Machine. Oh, sorry. I think that's copyrighted. Jeff Cobb turned 38. Finest smelling man in all of professional wrestling. Oof. Don't you forget it. Sami Zayn on Sunday turned 36, but he wasn't the only one. Brock Lesnar turned 43. Hurricane Helms turned 46. And, of course, today, XPAC turned 48, and Jake Crist turned 36. That's a ton of birthdays. A lot of people's parents were getting busy about 9 months ago, varying years in the past. So happy birthday to all of them, and that is the news.
Yeah, that would be around Thanksgiving time frame. I don't know. People are home. Listen, the one that stands out there for me.
It's the winter.
Yeah, I'm 42. I'll disclose that. Brock Lesnar looks like a machine at 43. Good Lord. If I looked like that at 43, let's see what I can do here in about 3 months. But okay. We'll see.
Did you look like him when he was 21, 22? I'm just curious.
I did not. No.
You did? Okay.
No.
So you have you have a lot to catch up on that.
Body positivity transformations are possible.
Yes.
Right? Transformations are possible. Thank you very much.
When you get close to Brock Lesnar level, you come let us know.
I will do.
Let us know when that transformation's happening.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Sir Ian Dangerous, for the news today, and thank you guys for tuning in to yet another episode of BWO Daily. Happy birthday to that entire cast of superstars.
A lot of
people. One day I will work towards looking like Brock Lesnar at 43.
If I could look like Sami Zayn alone, I'd be okay with that. Right. Be okay with like Sami Zayn.
Guys, make sure you get into our Discord for live chats. New Japan Cup Final and Dominion were fire this weekend. We had an absolute blast. watching and chatting along with that as it went along. But we do live chats for all the shows all throughout the week, every single week, for Raw, AEW, NXT, and SmackDown, and above and beyond that, Ring of Honor, Impact, and much more. So make sure you get into our Discord community so that you can join in on some of those. And also make sure you're subscribed right here on YouTube by pounding that red button and set your notifications to all so you get notified anytime we put up new content or go live right here on the channel. But my name is Nick Howell. You can find me on Twitter at DataCenterDude.
And I am Sir Ian Dangerous. You can find me on Twitter at Sir Ian Dangerous.
And we will see you guys next time.